All right, guys, so in Purple Fitness, we got to get 180 plus skips in 60 seconds. Now, just to be straight up about this is a pretty big feat. This is transitioning you from your basic skipper to someone that's pretty confident in their skip ability. So the idea of this is to try and make sure that you have almost zero mistakes. If you're a really fast skipper, you might be able to get one toe hit in and still be able to recover. But there's not a lot of people that can skip that fast. So to try and get 180 skips in 60 seconds, you need to be beating 90 skips every 30 seconds. So that's just how I break it down. So remember, there's only two things that are going to get you there. It's less mistakes and having a really good skip technique where there's not a lot of room for screw up in it. Okay, guys, our Vale 35 push-up set, very simply, we start out with our spade push-ups here, and you want to try and get it down to where your nose is going in there and your elbows are touching the ground and up. So if you're doing them on the toes, you do 5 of each. If they're on your knees, you can't do them on the toes, you do 8 of each. So our Vale 35 set is spade into closed grip, wide grip, crucifix, wide grip, closed grip, back to spade. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. What you want to do is in between each set that you're transitioning to, you want to try and push up and jump to the next position. Get those done. Jump to the next. If your fingertips aren't strong enough to jump out to the crucifix push-up style like that, then make sure you just lay your chest down, and that first rep doesn't count coming up. It's only the full down and up that counts. That's our Vale 35. 90 seconds of bicycle crunches. So in your bicycle crunches, guys, rotate the upper body significantly. So I make sure that my and keep your hands on your head, that's great. And as you're back and forth. Bicycle crunches are a very fast-paced core exercise. So the whole idea behind our bicycle crunches is making sure that our feet look like they're pedaling a mountain bike. I want to try and make sure that my upper body is rotating to pick my shoulder blade up off of the ground on either side. So while my feet are pumping, I want to be bringing my opposite side to my opposite leg. So if my right leg's going out, my left knee's coming up. I'm bringing my right side to my left side. Make sure to keep your shoulder blades off of the ground and rotate your upper body as much as you can to engage the obliques. Don't have your legs coming up in the air, parallel to the ground as we rotate. All right, guys, we already know the squat set. We know that the first round is straight. Second round is John Rambo's. Third round is electric frogs. And fourth round is our scissor lunge. But this time we're doing it for 40 seconds on, 30-second rest. All right, guys, we've got 2 ways to do our V sit-ups. Number 1 is a traditional way. Out, my knuckles touch the ground. I'm sitting up with my hands as high as I can as I'm lifting my feet up. So if I'm here, if you're a little more flexible in the legs, you should be able to bring your legs up a little bit more. The second way puts us into a little bit more of a crunch position, and it's a quicker V sit-up. So from here, my hands are just above my stomach like this. I'm doing the same lift of my legs and my upper body. All the way back. And you do 2 rounds in 90 seconds. One of the first way. then a 90-second round of the second way. 90 seconds of frog mountain climbers. So our frog mountain climbers, we just want to bring the foot in as far as we can each time we hop. And getting that stretch on the inside of the groin. All right, guys, how to use the wall to do the splits. We usually use this as a cool down after an exercise. So you can just relax in this, let gravity do a little bit of the work. And as you go, you can start augmenting your split, letting your adductors and your groin get a good stretch. That's how to do splits on the wall. Standing hamstring. Feet approximately shoulder width. You can augment your toes in to stretch a little bit more of the outside of your calves, or straightforward if your posterior chain is really tight. Dropping down and try and push the top of your butt up as you do this. A slight augmentation. You can cross one foot over the other to get the front leg a little bit deeper, and of course do the other side. Standing hamstring stretch. Shoulder stretch. Taking my right arm, I'm going to bring it across my body, not quite up at horizon, but slightly lower, pulling just above the elbow and trying to get that shoulder and scapula to separate in the back here. Then you can find different points of articulation, either up or down, to try and work that shoulder to give it a good stretch out to warm it up, or even after a good cool down. Or after even using it as a good cool down to stretch that shoulder out. Standing tricep stretch. Bend your arm, scratch your own back, get that elbow and pull it down, and if you want, you can augment it by pulling away from that stretch to try and get your lat and your obliques a little bit as well. That's our standing tricep stretch.